What's going on, guys? Rockley AC here. I'm bringing you guys a really fancy deck profile. It's courtesy of an old school deck that actually Team Michigan ran, specifically HallowTheAnimal. I was looking around just for different deck ideas, just to build around for the community, and I stumbled upon this deck that Hallow made years back called the Check Deck. It basically was a water void build that manipulated the turn marker, and I was like, man, this could be really busted if it was abused. No other kind of card mechanic or theme really messes with the turn marker. There's a lot of answers to like jitsus, there's a lot of answers to missions and ninja effects, but there's nothing really that could be as oppressive as manipulating your opponent's turn marker. So I tried to build a deck that was kind of to the TAOP Rogue List, with a couple cards here or there that can obviously be switched out. And I ran this in testing. It ran like 5-2, and that was before I made the changes. So I actually made about a 10 card change after playtesting it, just to be a little bit more consistent. There were some jitsus in here that I didn't like, and I could explain it just because of just testing against like a lot of the stronger decks out there. But yeah, I think this deck is a lot of fun. It may not be competitive. It could be up there though. It could win a couple games, just because if it goes off, you're really kind of preventing your opponent's turn marker from really going off to the later turns, so that they're forced to play lower drop ninjas, and that you could play your higher drop ninjas and jitsus early. So couple ways to win, but basically just to suppress your opponent's turn marker and whatnot. So yeah, it relies on water void, and I'll get started with the deck profile. So first, 0 drops, obviously you saw 3 Hotaru. She is probably one of the best 0 drops in the game. She could either net you a coin or a draw. She's water, dual element. Doesn't really matter for the dual symbols, but yeah, she's a great card. And 2 mental power, growth, all that stuff. Next, I ran 3 giant chimera, mainly for like coins. When this team is defeated, you could place a chimera coin in play. 2-0 healthy and injured. Has Renegon, very powerful just for the chump block. If somebody wants to try to rush you early, you could just chump block here. You could use some of the coins for sacrifice for some of your other void ninjas. Very good card. Next, 2 tracking ninja. I run water, and water missions basically puts this guy in the ambush if I need to. Has 2 meta power. It's a very strong ninja, and with Sasuke being limited to 1 in this format, you're less likely to be blown out by a 5-0 attack, and 4-0 ninjas I think are going to be good in this kind of meta. 2 giant chameleon. He's another yeah, he's another ninja who's Renegon if I need it. And if I don't have a ninja that has pain in it, I guess -2, -2. So it's a 3-0 ninja unless I have like a pain ninja. And then last 0 drops is 2 Nagato. This is one of the changes that I made in this deck. Hallow ran 3 Nagatos and 3 Eyes of the Pain. I know that's like the combo card in this deck. It's probably one of the best to play early game, because you're plussing a turn marker with this card, with that Jitsu, and you're lowering your opponent's turn marker. But I just felt like relying on him was a little too much, and it's a hit or miss when you're drawing 0 and you may not hit a rain ninja. Just because you're splashing in, water in this deck, you're less likely to pull out a rain ninja for his entrance, for his deployment cost. So there's additional cost to deploy this ninja. Sorry, it's a little blurry. Reveal a rain ninja from your hand. So that sometimes can be problematic, just because you may not be able to hit it. So I ran him there mostly as in case I run a 0 drop, he could still be moved to the shock area to turn my marker up 1. but he's not really there as a priority to the other deck. I just found him really inconsistent, and that I relied on him too much as a 0-drop to hit, and with that Jitsu, sometimes it's dead in your hand later in the game, so I was reluctant to kind of drop him. 2 Giant Rhinos, probably one of the better Void Ninjas. He blankets all your Renegade Ninjas, which is great, and his combat becomes X according to the highest entrance cost ninja. So he can become really beefy, otherwise, I usually put him as a support ninja, but he can be there as a threat in case my opponent drops something big. 1 Karen, because she also has ambush, play with my missions, and she could heal. Her, along with Neuropath and what's it called, Heretical Icon, just really makes for your opponent to really force to play Jitsus, because you're really not going to do too much damage. Karen for healing just in case, Heretical Icon to heal, Renegade Ninja, so very powerful combo there. 2 drops, 2 Neuropath. He's really important in this deck just because you're going to be chump blocking, you're going to be moving up your turn marker. Your opponent's going to want to do damage to you, so bringing out Heretical Icon is really important. Plus, Heretical Icon can put out a ninja from your discard pile, like a Pain or something like that, so very powerful. And shuts off missions and stuff. 1 Kagiri, mainboard him because his effect is amazing. During a mission phase, you can select one of your opponent's ninjas or clients. In that case, the effect text of that ninja or client is negated during this turn. I needed some way to kind of be overall control, and Water doesn't really have a lot of aggressive jitsus or aggressive ninjas, so being able to shut off my opponent's effects, being able to control the turn marker, is in a way to kind of make up for that lack of power in a way. So Kagiri is there, as to shut off powerful ninja effects if I feel like they're gonna shut me down, or like a Moroku or something. 4 drops, Renault 3s. Sasuke, Eyes of the Hawk, probably one of the main cards of the deck. He gets out Chidori Stream, and if you're able to Chidori Stream early, it'll be really difficult for your opponent to come back. You're gonna have to really deploy and rely on their ninjas, especially if you're lowering their mission. They can't really compete with you at that level. Most of the time you're above 2 to 3 turn markers above your opponent, which is a big deal. So Sasuke could get that Chidori, and it is just really good, and it has growth, so put in play, search for another Chidori. No 5 drops, 6 drops. Devapath Pain, he's one of my favorite ninjas. Basically, you start moving up your turn marker, and then you start picking off your opponent's hand, basically, every turn. So it really limits your opponent's options. You could just get rid of a ninja, get rid of a mission, whatever you feel like is necessary. And it's a beefy ninja. That 8/4 is nothing to mess with. So it's very, very strong. And one of my favorite 6 drops. And then also 2-drop Orochimaru. This card is amazing because during your mission phase, you can move your turn marker down by 1. You can give 1 damage to target ninja with an entry cost less than or equal to your turn marker. If that effect was used twice this turn via Desperation, you cannot move your turn marker up by the end of the turn. So if you have a problem ninja that's like really, really annoying, if they don't have like a valid effect, say like, I don't know, Chiriku. I don't know how many people play Chiriku nowadays. Sakura, Concentrated Punch. Anybody with like a non-valid effect, this would just really, really wipe them out. And moving your turn marker down by 1 is not going to be a big deal. You're most likely going to be like 6 or 7, so you're just moving that down, and then just giving a damage to like their highest ninja, so that they can't really attack you. So if you have like Neuropath out, Heretical Icon, you're just healing, and then you have Pain Devapath picking cards out of your opponent's deck, and then you have Orochimaru giving damage. That's a slow control, but it wears your opponent out, and they're forced to really kind of try to think outside the box. And also he could squad in with Orochimaru and Sasuke, and when they're put in play, you set your opponent's turn marker to 0. So that's busted. Very fun. Done it once, and it's just sad. So Orochimaru, very powerful effect, and 4 mental power. I mean, he's a smart dude. Going on to the missions. I ran 3 Time of Pain. Even though it's a turn 1, it's more like a turn 2, turn 3 type of thing. Because if you have 2 or more Renegon and or Akatsuki ninjas, you can move my turn marker up 1 and then draw the bottom card of my deck. So if I have, my Renegon ninjas early game, if I drop like a Animal Ninja or something like that, or Nagato, and then follow up with either a Giant Rhino, a Karen, or a Narakapath on turn 2, I'll move up my turn marker. That's another great way to kind of ramp it up. Even play this late game with Orochimaru out, I'll move down my turn marker. It really won't affect me that much. 3 Monster Research. I like this card a lot. I mean, water deck, gotta run Monster Research. It just forces your opponent to think about what to get, and it can help you in any situation, really. Next is 3 Scream. This is a HallowTheAnimal exclusive. Back from what I heard, nobody else really ran this card, just because there really was no synergy with any other type of deck. But basically, it's a counter mission turn 3. Your opponent cannot move their turn marker up during this turn, so they're pretty much going to be staying on that level. If you play this right, you should be at least a level above them, so you'll be playing this on turn 3 while they're turn 2, and they're pretty much stuck there, which is great. Because you play this, and then you follow up with Sasuke, and then there's another Jutsu that I'll show you later. You could get them semi-locked for a couple turns. Next to Mako Tactics. I think this is limited to. I don't know why, but I guess it's still a solid card. But I don't think it's a broken card or any card that warrants 2. But anyways, it searches out for 1 ninja, 1 client card, but then costs less than the number of cards in your shock area. Maybe because of Amina bumping up to 2, you can still search out for her, I don't know. But yeah, reveal. You reveal it and then place it in your hand, so it's another search card if I need to search for like a Narakapath or one of my high drop ninjas if I get enough chakra later in the game. Next, 2 French Sorrow. Look at the top 3 cards of my deck, move 1 to my chakra area, 1 to my discard pile, 1 to my hand. This is very helpful too. I mean, being able to pitch cards that I don't need, put ambush ninjas into my shock area or Chidori in my shock area, and then 1 card in my hand is great. Even though your opponent is going to have knowledge to that, or sorry, not knowledge of the shock area and discard pile, they won't know what you put in your hand, so it's good. And then also during my mission phase, if this card is my shock area, I can remove that card and another card from the game to discard a 1 in-play non-ninja card. So like permanent missions, I believe, Moroku, clients. It's another techie card, but still works in water. Still can work in this deck, just because you have synergy with ambush and Chidori stuff. So, yeah, it could help. 2 dehydrations. I don't know where my other dehydration is, but it's another counter effect card. Basically, you target 1 ninja. Attach a card to the target. Effect text of the target is negated. So it's somewhat like a what's it called? Strength, comp strength. But yeah, when your opponent draws 1 or more cards due to an effect, I get to draw a card. So yeah, very, very powerful there. Dehydration stops a lot of ninjas, and you can play it as early as turn 2. 1 invasion of Akatsuki. I wasn't sure if this was unlimited. I forgot if this was missing from the rogue list. I think you could play more than 1 now or something like that, but I just felt like I needed 1. When this mission's effect is applied, search my deck for 1 rogue ninja card and move it to my shock area. Again, I run a lot of rogue ninjas, so being able to search out for it ain't no problem. And then Akatsuki and rogue ninjas in my shock area get ambush. So can't help. I think there's only 1 or 2 of those ninjas that don't have ambush. And then 1 Anko's memory. Get stuff back up like Chidori Stream or some of the jutsus that manipulate turn markers, or really anything that gets charged for chakra early. Now onto the jutsus. 3 Power of the Cursed Blood. This card is busted in this deck. The only users is Sasuke and plus for interest cost 4 more, or Itachi. I originally had Itachi in this build, like a one of the Void Fire Itachi. Didn't really do too much because I wanted my, his effect was during the exchange jutsu you can move your turn marker down. I kind of wanted that turn marker slot to be towards Orochimaru, so that I'm always able to give a damage to like a 6-drop ninja or higher. And I just felt like I was negating too much. So this is strictly like a Sasuke card, but if you're able to hit it, it's amazing. You can pay 2 random, even 2 colorless. You run 3 Sasukes in here anyways, but this basically says move your opponent's turn marker down by 2. Crazy good. It could really stall your opponent from leveling up so high. Again, you're turning up your turn marker once or twice early in the game, so you should hit Sasuke on 4 while they're maybe stuck on 2, and then if you play this jutsu, they'll be on 0. I mean, you get the idea. So it's a lot of manipulating what they got. I ran 2 Jidoris, injure target. If a Sasuke is a user, it becomes 0/0. And then while I have no cards in my hand, this jutsu card can be played from your chakra. Water and Void are probably the weakest in terms of hand advantage. Just because, yeah, there's really not a lot of card advantage in both those decks. I mean, you have an almost inherent no-hand build for water for certain cards, and then Void you're always sacrificing, so you're more likely to not have a hand in this deck. If anything, maybe 2 cards, 2 or 3 cards at most, because you don't have pluses really. You don't have like 3 card hands like Never Ending Love or Sheikah's Decision where you break even, or like a Warhawk where you +2. So there's really no cards there. So why not put in some no hand stuff? And I kind of built it as a backup no hand deck. I have stuff in the sideboard in case I'm going against somebody who likes to discard cards a lot, Fang's Rush or Amy Klein or whatever they have, Tamari, Konkuro Platoon. Yeah, for just in case, swap it up. And then Power Jutsus, Chidori Stream. Really don't have to say too much about this. Bring this out early. Your opponent will most likely not be able to have an answer unless they have like Mind Transfer or something like that. But yeah, it's Sasuke, printed interest cost 4 more. Every ninja with an interest cost less than the user, discard the target. Really nice field wipe, especially if your opponent's playing like low drop ninjas, animals, or something like that. It's very powerful. Another powerful jutsu that just got legalized to 10,000 Snake Waves. Requirement Snake, basically Orochimaru. Every one of your opponent's ninjas with interest cost 3 or less, move them to the owner's shock area. So another type of field wipe. If you're able to ramp up your turn marker, play this early. It's a very good card. Yeah, it's especially good if you have Pain Devapath, pick out a card from their hand, and then they're basically jutsu-less to stop this. Last powerful jutsu is Hydro Pump. Another one where you turn up your turn marker and your interest costs 5 or more, they're going to be Hydro Pump basically, and you'll have that advantage. I ran 3 powerful jutsus because, again, water is weak and Void really relies on certain synergy and effects to go off, so this deck was more focused a little bit on turn marker advantage, but while still having a consistent field. I'm not always sacrificing ninjas. If I do, hopefully I'll have a coin or whatnot, but the older deck, I was just losing so many ninjas on the field, and even when I was taking advantage of the turn marker, it didn't feel like it was enough. So I added and took out some of the jutsus like Nagato Childhood and his Eyes of Pain. I think that's what it's called, something like that. And then I just swapped them out. So I really try to make it all balanced. Sideboard's really just dependent on the meta. So you'll always have your Hinas, Kiba, Wild Fang. If you're gonna go, it's like a heavy Jutsu deck. Also, I ran the next target. This is a good counter mission for water. It's permanent during the mission phase. You can move this mission card to your chalk area. In that case, negate and discard one mission, or in play client. And then just like random stuff. I think like more chakra hate and more no hand water hate. And then extra deck is really just staple stuff, like 3 heretical icons, 1 pain, and Itachi. Sasuke say 2 if I need to, and Sasuke Orochimaru. That's the one where when it's put in play, move your turn, my opponent's turn marker to 0. So it's a fun deck. I just wanted to get out there just to kind of stimulate more interest, more creativity. I see a lot of people just post up decks with like just good cards. So this is something that I think people can explore with, maybe even make it better. Maybe it doesn't have to be void, it doesn't have to be water, but I think out of the card pool that I saw, these were the 2 elements that really helped with manipulating turn markers. Maybe you could do fire because of that Sasuke and cursed power jutsu. But yeah, I really challenge everybody out there to just really try to make different decks. Don't just jam every rogue list card in the game into your deck. Really try to find something that's a little different. I know it's kind of difficult now that the game is dead and there's so many decks that people already tried out, but you know, give it a shot. This is a semi-unlimited format, so there's so many like older cards that people aren't using that you could just bring to light, and just try it out. You know, just really see if that works with some of the modern day cards, because again, last format I just saw everybody splash all the good cards and I was like, okay, well, whatever, this is just a bunch of decks utilizing the best cards out there. Not that it's bad, but you know, everyone's looking to have a little bit more fresh meta, fresh kind of scene, and the only way to do that is to really experiment with other decks, other archetypes, and other cards and everything. So yeah, try that out, challenge yourself a little bit, see if you can make yourself a very unique deck, and really have fun with it. So yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. I don't know when I'll be posting this, maybe in a couple days or so after my Naruto Win-A-Box announcement. But yeah, if you guys are available for that, on Saturday, September 30th, Portage, Indiana, they're going to be having a free Win-A-Box tournament. It's going to be 24 packs, sealed packs of Weapons of War. And if we get 18 or more players, they're going to double the pricing and add $25 to first. So it's a free tournament. First place would get $25, 2 boxes, playmat, and promos and stuff. So it's going to be really fun. I hope to see a lot of people out there in the Midwest. Check out the Facebook group page, Portage, Indiana, Naruto CCG, and message me for details if you guys are interested in going. I believe I'm definitely going to be going there, along with a couple of my team members. So hopefully see you guys there, and if not, have fun and stay tuned for the next video. Peace out, YouTube.